Hello, welcome back. We're doing some vintage Supreme Cube. So this is everyone gets a pack, looks at it, picks two cards, and discards it. So we're gonna see some super juiced decks. So we can go for some craziness. Thoracle is pretty high up on the list of ways to do craziness, or we can try and shut down craziness with like Blood Moons and things. I think Blood Moon with all of the fast mana is a little bit rough. So Thassa's Oracle seems pretty good, and then Chromox seems pretty good. Mana Leak and Displacer Kitten kind of high up there, along with Scalding Tarn. But let's start with fast mana and combo win condition. Okay. We have initiative or things that are punishing with wheels and things that are punishing with wheels. So we got lands, zeros, ones, twos. Oh no. I was always more of a Cheers fan than a Frasier fan, but certainly the best part of that show. Yeah, so we'll try and stifle what our opponents are trying to do. That's Niles. Ah, this close. Oh no! All right. So we'll hover Bob and top in case we're doing some fun combo things. I think that Flusterstorm is a fine card, but the stuff we want to kind of stop, we already have things. And so Sensei's Divining Top goes off if we can tinker in. But Buffy the Vampire Slayer was one of my breakup shows where I got dumped and started like churning through crazy amounts of like binge Netflix. And I was a little bit older than I should have been tuning into the show, but it's a good awakening. Mer Retriever is also interesting. I think that this is the pick. Hey, HD! We battled again on Once Upon a Galaxy in the wild. I don't know if you won, but I came in third. Oh boy, this is great. Um, so Confidant top, it's for sure ancestral. We are doing a lot of black right now. We could do a fast mind twist, or we can try a monolith saga. Christmas, I was thinking about making that joke when I was setting the title. It is for sure recall. Interesting. It might be recall and chain because there's enough hate pieces that we might want to ensure that our combo takes off. But monolith key is also appealing. I think I'm going to take recall saga. Hmm. Let's see. Scalding Tarn starts to fix. Shieldred. Actually, Shieldred Commandeer, I think, is where I want to go. Okay. Mox Opal's probably going to get turned on, so we'll take Opal Delta and try and fix mana and colors. Actually, is UC better than Delta because we don't have to fetch? UC Opal, it turns on all future fetches. Okay, there's a time vault, so we can do vault key things. I don't think we want to do crucibles. And we already passed on one. So we passed on double. I think it's Floodmaw or him. Okay, Soul Ring for sure. I like Thoughtseize. Preordain, Rev Trap. I think it's Soul Ring, Thoughtseize. But if we see another Ravenous Trap, we'd be interested in that. Hey, Electman! Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, I think there's enough combo that I want Thoughtseize. I think that the graveyard decks will not be as prevalent as the combo decks. Okay. Vault Key, that's a winner. Merchant Scroll is interesting. Okay, so it is for sure Vault Key. And then Chalice is Null Rod after turn 1. Beseech is gotta be the best card here. Because we don't have enough fast mana for PO. Okay. We have Tinker, Flash, Hold Breacher. Oh boy. So I think Tinker, Hold Breacher, or Tinker Tutor are best. It is for sure Tinker. And then we can see maybe it's Tutor or Hold Breacher. Like, how do you pass up Demonic Tutor? Is it just for Hold Breacher? We have so many, oh, you can't draw things. It feels too good. Okay. Speaking of, oh, you can't draw things. Interesting. I think with Ancestral and Top, we don't want chains. We've passed on a couple of things that would make Archon good. So I kind of like a Cruise, a Thoughtcast, or a Dress Down here. And then Imperial Seal sets up our combo. So Seal, Dress Down. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. Easy Mox. Mox Bloodstained or Mox Monolith? Monolith doesn't do as much. We're not trying to go big mana, really. So I like just getting our colors underneath us. Is Duress better than mana? I think we can afford a little bit. Let's see. Mystic Remora. Curious. It's for sure Underground Sea. Hey, Labman. Thanks for stopping by. I hope they are good too. We're starting to build some really broken deck. I could see it being Star. But Remora into what I anticipate to be a lot of combo should play well. Karn is great. Citadel is great. No notes. Just snapped right off. Shutting off all my opponent's stuff. Wonderful. And Citadel for top. We'll lock that in right away. Soul Guide Lantern with our ability to turn it on seems pretty good. It's got to be better than second Thoracle. And Lotus Petal, for Beseech Karn seems great. There's the KCI. We could have had it. Um, Sync is a land, and this is a fetch. That seems good. There's a Time Walk. We like a Time Walk. We like a fetch. We like a Mox. Mox Time Walk. Okay. Mox Time Twister. Excellent. So Time Twister plays really well with what we were setting up. Okay. The One Ring. So it's definitely Mox, because Fast Mana as Hell will go off. And then two Bowmasters feels good. The One Ring is a very powerful card, but I don't know that we need it. Psychic Frog is hard to pass on too, but we're not really controlly enough. We're trying to just combo out. Tolarian Academy is big. Second Thoughtseize. Do we have enough black to Doomsday? Mindbreak Trap seems awesome. And then we've got Consign, second Hull Breacher, or Portal. Portal is a second Tinker target. So that feels like the right decision. Stock Up's not a bad card either, but I think second Tinker target is more important. I don't think we have enough to wheel, or enough red to wheel. I'm fine with a Ponder, and Mental Misstep seems okay. We have nothing to interact with an opponent's Hull Breacher, so maybe a spell, we have the one method. So maybe Ponder's good enough. So Ponder Ritual. I think I'm cutting Ritual, but we'll snag him for now. Okay. Oppo seems decent. So if we go... Oh, this is our final two picks. I think Misstep is better in actual Vintage than it is in Vintage Supreme. I think that people will wind up with too much fast mana that the payoffs I'm trying to counter cost more than one. So I like Oppo. I like Remand. Gadgeteer is also not bad. Arthurical has nothing to hit except a definitive way to end the game. So I think I'm Oppo Remand over Oppo Misty. Okay. So if that's our thing, we have 5 lands. And so we've got Vault Key, Time Walk, Soul Ring, Sensei's, Double Thoughtseize, Imperial Seal, Dark Writ, Ponder, Remora, Dress Down. Dress Down answers stuff we can't. That's a land. So Mindbreak Trap and Karn are hate pieces I'm good with having in the main. Tinker, Twine Twister, Time Twister, I am pretty good with. So if this is our core deck, we still have too much. I think Dark Confidant with Commandeer Portal is a little bit rough. So there's our 17 lands. So we got 3 cuts. So Time Vault Key, Citadel, Hello, Toaster Dog. All right, we're running the 41. Tis I. This Commandeer might be hard to find blue cards to pitch, but that's what sideboard games are for. Okay. Turn 2 Karn. So Saga Soul Ring Vault is not a bad start. And this is Karn on 2. So our opponent has 1 turn to answer the Time Vault. They cannot use their Karn treasure, or can't use their treasure because of Karn. I can make sure my forehead isn't too big. I should be able to fit it in frame. So Karn plus on Soul Ring would have been better there. That is ugly. And they exiled the Swamp. UC Swamp are the two cards they exiled, which is rough. Different. Oh, to activate Saga. Yeah, I thought that it would act as a lightning rod, and I was hoping to shut off. I thought the null rod effect from Karn would be enough. It was certainly not, but that is an unfortunate. All right. Definitely want Dress Down. Definitely want Remand. They're going a little bit slower. So Trap is NFG. And Commandeer, it doesn't look like they've got anything we'll want. Unfortunately so. Um, Maybe we want a Confidant? I was looking around and I was like, oh, it's better than Hold Breacher. And I'm like, well, Hold Breacher for 3 flashes in and kills something. This seems like a good hand. Kind of hate passing that PO now. All right. So Confidant blocks is probably better than Ponder. if we bring in Imperial Seal, it is strictly for land. Fortunately, our deck is pretty powerful. I think this works only because uh, Dress Down turns on Mox for turn 2 Tinker, and we can Tinker for Portal, which should win us the game, even though we have Citadel in hand and we will never get to triple black. This could be bad. Okay, if this is just aggressive, we win. So any bit of fast mana here turns on turn 1 Tinker. Anything that isn't fast allows us to, slowly sink. So our life total is now important, but we can Flood Maw that. But we have to do it end step and then be able to go off. So if we're passing on the potential to do it this turn in order to guarantee we get it next turn. They went for Mana Vault instead of Time Vault, so if we lose, we lose with Insult. If this is oof, we are now in trouble. They should throw the needle at our face. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we'll bounce that. They can't recast. We're only taking 4. So if we get a black source, we can kill the oof. We've got 7 black sources that work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Puts us to 1. Ugh. So I likely punted away game 1, expecting my opponent to be on Ragavan as miniature Jeska's Will, but I was not expecting Ragavan follow-up to be Hate Bear creatures. What's fun is looking at the leaderboard here. There's a couple of people like Not Me is a very so is Geek Gardner, all very talented, straight up regular vintage players. We can do better than that. This is apparently better than that. So my plan is to leave up Bowmasters and then I can Saga Sensei's top. I think having this in play is better than discarding the top. And I think they will take top over sync, which is incorrect in my opinion. Hey, target player. TGIF. I have the ancestral target them, ping 3, get in for an additional 4 line. Makes me very happy. It's wrong. So they are the Remora Remand Mind Break Trap deck, which means that Floodmaw is good, Seal is not. I feel like Oppo's no good against them, but we'll see what they show us. There was so many extra steps just to time walk. Hello, Saretha. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana if we sack nothing. So we can throw in Hull Breacher now, or we can Thoughtseize sack or with off the Chromox. Oh, it has to be the Shieldred too. Yeah, that's fine. We take those. I'm happy with the deck. Karn is probably worse, but they are a Vault Key deck. Any more? This Chromok's gonna hang out for a while. One, two. They won't cast 3 spells again because they have no more spells. Bless you. That was reflexive and incorrect. I should have taken the Dismember because the second Bowmaster wins. Hell of a top deck. So we do get to take the initiative for a turn, but they get 2 cards and have Dismember up. And we are drawing to Tinker as out. Mountain. Okay. We are just dead. Hey, Pure Ghost, that's a really nice thing to say. Hopefully me being around brings a little bit of joy into your life. This league is not going well, though. The initiative top deck was not something I had on my cards. I felt pretty good about going into that. We had outs. If you guys have not seen the game show, the live subathon reward version that Veggie just put together dropped on Wednesday. It was a lot of fun to watch. You know, under zero pressure, knowing Veggie, I was able to get some of them, but some of them, like the art words, were not iconic enough cards for me to recognize. And the one that Saretha is alluding to, I was also incorrect about because I was on like, oh, it's Arcane Signet, right? That is what it is. And slight spoiler, it was not Arcane Signet. All right. This is quick. We'll wind up getting a couple of these in because everything's over on turn two. Mauled is great. Somebody in the comments called him Brennan Lee Maldhound, and it definitely has that vibe. I really like the Game Changer show. I think those guys are pretty great. And I mean that as a compliment. Like, I don't think, like, oh, he's trying to emulate. No, they just have the ability to rant. Their rants are coherent, intelligent, funny, and it is a very unique skill set. I don't know that I could pick two other people that have it, Like, it is really neat. We saw nothing from our opponent other than that they have a top, and that means that I think Remora is better than Seal, and we'll just swing it back. Yeah, that one almost went to turn two. Like, if we're not keeping these, I'm not sure what we are keeping. Like Ancestral into fast mana into hopefully Black Source. Like, what did they exile? Flash. Doo doo. I'm holding up the Flood mod because I want to see if this gets a Vault key. Just another Mox. This is fine. That is fine. So Oppo agent isn't. Dress down and remand R. And then we'll cut Remora and Karn. So I can try and time Twister here to see if they bite on a force on that. And then if they do, that opens me up to Tinker next turn. They don't know. This does mean that our land drop does enable that. So we do get stifled by a land. We have very few lands. I suppose this puts us to 11. It's a good way to start. Yeah, not gusting that one. All right. Well, we got the pity points back, but that means we get to fire off this again. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so they are dead to Bolas off this time walk, even if this is nothing. I was just trying to figure out how to survive an attack. Unnecessary, but fun. All right, let's see if we can do not blue-black. We're probably just going for a breach. This just fired right off. Okay. Okay, we can do KCI things. And KCI stuff is Scrap Trawler exclusive. So if we take Trawler City, I don't want to just run like 3 blue black. So like we'll play blue, but we want to try and do something slightly different, so that way it doesn't get too boring to watch. Tinker is nice if we are trying to scope the KCI. So second city Tinker. Okay. Hmm. Grim Monolith is nice. If we are just artifacts and mana, PO is probably good. Okay. Fleshraker is the kill condition. Chalice seems good, but fast mana also better. Phyrexian Metamorph might be the correct answer over Fleshraker. Okay, so I guess that is interesting. Let's talk about that. If we are trying to loop Scrap Trawler things, Phyrexian Metamorph is second Scrap Trawler and works with PO lines where Fleshraker doesn't. But Fleshraker goes nutty. I think that I am taking Fleshraker, and then we'll think about every time we draw it, could this have been Metamorph? With Double City, we've got the color list for it. Interesting. I like Dress Down and Thunder Trap. I like Top too. Maybe it's Memory Lapse Top. Okay, here is second line we can go. Not this monolith, but the other monolith, right? Because this is now even, so we need a second one of these. So we are just taking, maybe we're mono blue. There's the Basalt Monolith. So there's our infinite mana. What do we do with it? Tinker might be difficult with Double City. Shadow Spear is another artifact. So if we just take artifact, artifact. Okay, a workshop and a thought monitor is is workshop better than Mox? Is monitor better than Mox? I think the card draw is important. So I think we're on for colorless land and payoff. This PO is getting worse. Okay, Tolarian seems good. Vault Key seems good with Grim Monolith. So I'm kind of on Key Academy over Key Tomb. That seems right. I think we are blue enough that I can force. What do we have for Displacer Kitten targets? Nothing. And then Merchant Scroll only gets Counterspell. So it's definitely force. If we are workshopping, how do we like a Thorn or a Void Mirror? Ooh, Displacer Kitten on Thought Monitor. Toaster Dog, I like the way you think. There's a KCI. All right. So we've got the KCI. We only have one Mox Ruby. Let's see. Chain and Riddler. Feels like Soul Ring is better than Crawler here. But is Riddler better than Soul Ring? I think Get Mana Out is name of our game. Interesting. For sure, Lotus. But now are we Trinisphere? Are we a Trinisphere deck because we need people to slow down? Ichor Wellspring is the perfect KCI card. Mana Drain, also huge. So let's lock in the Lotus. And now we have, 3 good picks and then 2 defensible picks. I think we are not Bobble because we have double force Mox Lotus. Trinisphere over Mana Drain. I think because of Memory Lapse, we are slower. I'm good with Mana Drain, but Trinisphere Ichor Wellspring would be really nice. Actually, I think it is Ichor Wellspring because it enables the KCI lines as well as the Displacer Kitten lines. See, now this is just garbage. So we'll take the Metamorph and the Fleshraker 2. Okay. So Pio Monolith. Is Stock Up better than Pio? It's definitely Monolith. Stock Up might be better than Pio. What do we have for things we want to bounce? 1, 2, 3. It allows us to recast on Gadgeteer and for Fleshraker. Ugh. We have 1 top, and top doesn't seem great for us. The Pinnacle Emissary, we don't have... We are very questionably red. So we'll take a sideboard Dress Down and a Mana Leak. Okay. I don't think we're a Crucible deck, but we are a One Ring deck for sure. Fluster is interesting, and then Flow State. Do we have enough sorceries? We have Tinker. So we're just One Ring Flusterstorm. Is Talongates better than Flusterstorm? I'm going to say yes. Okay, Mystic Forge is big. What else do we want? Lotus Petal? Golos gets us... It's for sure Forge. Golos tutors up Academy. Okay. Star plays well. Mox plays well. I think Gleemox Time Walk is just too powerful. Do we want second KCI? Second KCI over double Mox. Uh, so Junior, this is a Supreme draft. So everybody looks at 23 individual packs once. So it's Mana Crypt. Hercules plays well with the PO Fleshraker plan, but Mightstone Weakstone blends for us a little bit better. Tezzeret's an alt, and there's second Monolith. And there's Coveted Jewel. Yeah, it is a solitaire draft. Is, you know, everybody opens X packs and looks at it. Okay, so that's our land. Vault Key is for mana. Shadow Spear doesn't do anything for us. Here's our interaction. Blink targets, interaction, blinker. I don't know that we have enough to KCI. That was our, early dream. Because right now the plan is to play mana, blink it, PO, play Fleshraker, win. Alternatively, Kitten Blink. So that is our plan for winning, is these core 5 cards. There's our 13, so we want 4 islands. Because those are all lands. Want 3 islands. And then unfortunately we can't KCI, but I say we can't KCI. Our KCI route has no payoff. So I think Leak is not as good as Lapse. And we can cut Tinker because Tinker only gets Jewel now. So we are another very heavy artifact gets stomped by Oof deck. Gets stomped very hard by a null rod. So this seems like a waste right now, but we have a Fleshraker outcome. So this is enough for Thought Monitor, and their whole goal is to shut us off from doing anything, and we have plenty of time. Sweet. So I'm going to continue slowing them down best I can. Yeah. Taking 3 a turn means that we have a pretty good chance at this game. Against the turn 1 Null Rod Collector Oof into the all artifacts deck, like, we shouldn't have a shot. So I think I take one more turn to hold up Memory Lapse, Blink, PO. Because we're only getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this enough to go for it? Or to push at least? So like with their color, I expect a red blast as their interaction here. What a weird game. Oh boy. I didn't see us getting out of that. So they are just squee, which means they are slow and bad. Oh, we are definitely supposed to have Gadgeteer and Monolith. If we can sneak in a Mana Leak, that would be good. Um, let's see. Two cuts. Chromox is the worst of our Moxen, which means we want an extra island. Yeah, because that's our infinite mana there. Assuming our artifacts aren't stones. Coveted Jewel might be too difficult for us against the creature deck, especially if it gets turned off. It doesn't just die to Null Rod, so we'll keep it. I think this is a bad hand, though. What the hell? We saw literal 0 blue sources from them last game. So if we win this one, it was based on our keep, but this is pitch Rootwalla, pitch Squee. Hmm. Pitch Anger, get Rootwalla. They've got a faster clock. I think next turn I am setting up the city to get the Gadgeteer out. They've got the survival thing going. This is cool. Be a lot cooler if they didn't have the Null Rod. Oh boy. A pass here is good. I think that they're keeping hands on this. Okay, I was gonna say I was afraid of a hollow one. The post-combat hasty hollow one though is a choice. So getting the Gadgeteer down means that we can Tolarian or Displacer Kitten next turn, and then Displacer Kitten Tezzeret allows us to build a very large Tolarian Academy. So I suppose we need to Displacer Kitten, and then we get to Tezzeret. How do we do this? I might have gotten ahead of myself a little bit. We could be getting chunked for 10 here. Yeah, so we should be at 12 instead of 16. So I think we throw the Academy out there and hope to dodge a strip. Pretty much. It is a card in the Hollowvine and Dredge deck that costs 0 mana because of Bazaar. And then, in addition to costing 0, it is a graveyard based deck that gets a 4/4 for 0 mana outside of the graveyard. So, if your opponent goes turn 1 Leyline, you go, okay, Bazaar, 3 Hollow Ones, 12 damage. So, it is a very good card. So, I think we can win if Displacer Kitten and Tezzeret are both alive. They can attack Tezzeret. So right now, Tolarian Academy is only good for 3. 4 if Tezzeret minuses. I mean, olives are great. People are a little bit touchy about them on pizza, but people like pineapple on pizza, and I think that the black olives are just like a super salty treat. But the black versus green olive debate is interesting. Speaking of interesting, what are we doing? I think I just go Island Kitten. That's what I'm doing. Oh, it's not hasty. They don't have a mountain. So this is a vintage Supreme. It is a very fast-paced, very high-powered cube. It isn't an actual cube draft though, which is unfortunate. Eight, 11, 12. So I think the force of vigor stifled my win line. I need another force. So this Mightstone has to come in and draw. That's good. Is it enough? So that's 11, 12. If I can stifle the trample and block. Yeah, I don't think that's good enough. I should have just played the kitten and then gone for the turn 2 win. I was thinking that at haste, and then we would be dead to lethal. I think we still have one more game. Saratha, it's not working. Let me fix my mistake. All right, so this is Dress Down into Ottawara is our out right now. I had another opportunity to stifle this because then that would have been 4, 8, 9, 10. If I had played Dress Down end step, they couldn't have activated and their stuff wouldn't have had haste. And then I could have chumped. All right. So now we have a turn to get ahead. So we want all of the counter magic we can. And top is a little bit worse. So that was a punt on me. I did not think about the end step, turn off the activation because it's... Okay. I mean, in fairness, they had turn 1 Lotus Ancestral stifle your play after... Their hand was quite good. Hey, there's a Null Rod and an Oof. We might actually get to play this game. What the hell? This is the game that they have nothing? Elvish Spirit Guide for green, Veil of Summer. Yeah, they. I think they've got it. The Elvish Spirit Guide pitch Veil of Summer. Uh, I do not think I can chalk up to skill. I think the Serum Powder exile into card that shuts off my opponent's deck with force protection in red green after the Lotus Ancestral is a bit much, but they've got double pitch here, so Displacer Kitten turns off my Force of Will, which stinks. Right, because the card they've got left is Force of Vigor. I mean, you high roll and low roll. I want to play against a Reanimator deck, not this guy. But if he goes against the Mirror, right, there's 0% chance he wins. So right now, with what's in exile, they've got triple oof, double or it's the same guy three times, but he's got double null rod, triple oof from what we've seen so far, and we are mono blue artifacts who stole game one, but like I can't force a Beseju, I cannot get past through pitch elf Veil of Summer. There's like two cards that still get us out of here. Remember when I picked that card over whatever the Unfortunately, this only buys us like one turn. We need another PO or this seems fine. Oh, we do have the One Ring. Okay. So we can bounce this. So if we block, 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 bounce, trade. So the One Ring, Mystic Forge, Paradoxical. We have quite a few ways out of this. A good card. That shuts off a bunch. Okay, that we take. I suppose I hold the dress down instead of cycling it because we have enough to chumps. I think shooting for the land or shooting for action is better than the extra mana. So we can turn off and chump. That's 6. So if we end step dress down like we were going to do, then or we can dress down blink the gadgeteer. That's better. No, we have to do the end step. And that means chump, chump, take 2. Okay. And worst case, metamorph is second gadgeteer, which is an artifact. And then we have infinite mana with monolith. So we're drawing still live to outs. This would be a cool win. I don't know that we can get there. Both of our POs are out. At this point, a One Ring gets us there just because the One Ring copy One Ring. So I want it is game 3. We have another Flesh Raker. Holy cow! Holy cow! Guys, we did it. They punted, I think, by attacking with the oof, but this was a game we should not have won against a deck we should not have played. It's just so stupid. Oh, jeez. Well, hopefully this was at least good. This mother and their goddamn slow roll. Oh, that's only 3. That's only 3. Oh my god. My heart. My poor heart. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. We were if that Flesh Raker was one further card down. Oh my god. That was stupid. I should have played the One Ring earlier, thinking about that, but I was just on. There's no way we win this. I can't win this. Nope. But that Talon Gates, that sometimes I know what I'm doing. Every once in a while, I say, oh, this card might be okay. And then it was okay. It was very okay. It was the only reason we got out of there in game 3. What a stupid matchup. Oh, my goodness. All right. All right. We're on the board. I'm feeling good. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. That was... Wow. Well played. A fair amount. Lotus, Mox, Crypt. Yes, it is a Supreme draft. Yep. Oh, that... Do we want Mana Crit or... Yeah, this is like Vintage Light. It is it's the closest thing to Vintage Constructed that you can find. It is a very different experience than Vintage Cube. I don't know if this is good enough. This I feel better about. Mox Vault Tolarian, or do we pitch Flesh Raker and keep double land? We can't cast it, so that feels better. If they turn one, oof, so help me. We're having fun, chat. This is great. Part of the problem is one of our two win conditions against this is on the bottom. So we're drawing to a... we got two more turns. We're drawing to a one-outer. This is irrelevant. Fortunately, that was their only white mana. So we have one more turn. And then we have to go. Okay, there's Otawara. So this is play city, end step Otawara. And try and hit something else for PO. Right, because that's 2, 5, 6, 7. Or do we just time walk bounce now? I'd like a mana vault or something to really get off the ground. Forge isn't bad. This has been a pretty good forge. I think I don't want the thought monitor. I want to see if I can keep going here. Okay. I goofed. All right, we're going off. So we've got mana, so I'm going to start blinking the Forge. That Forge was really nice to us. So we could only do this for 8. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Well, that Mystic Forge was pretty good. I think we don't get out of there unless we. So we kind of got lucky. We used every card in our dang deck, but we got lucky. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Dress Down, Mana League, Gadgeteer seemed good. Chromox we said was the weakest. Top can come out. And Coveted Jewel seems dangerous. Ugh. All right, I want an easy one next time. Oh, God. Shit, my brain hurts. So it's 2 this round, 2 last round. Sure. If Grim Monolith doesn't okay, this is okay. That's okay. In before Hollow one, but Monolith into Fleshraker, it seems good. And then we've got Land Mystic Forge. This is a clock. If they don't play green, this is only 5 a turn. Okay, so I cannot chump. They should have played that second main. They could have gotten in an extra 2 damage, which does change the clock. Okay, not bad. It's a fair amount of chumpers. They should be getting in with these two now, or I guess just this one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. So Thought Monitor is free-ish, which will help reset the top. All right, you know, for an oof deck, we're doing okay. Sure. Get in a fetch land. That is fine. Oh, this... What's going on? Is this just a bad attack because they saw Mox Ruby? I don't think I can give up the Flesh Raker, so I'm going to play like a coward because they already activated Ren. I don't know what they're doing. I will take 1 point of damage. So do we play around Strip Mine and push now, or do we try and stall for another turn? Right? We have one more island in the deck. And just so many chump blockers that I'm not concerned. we don't draw memory lapse without playing it. It is just unfortunate. So now we're waiting as long as possible. Right. So if they're yeah, pretty much. We haven't seen any of the null rods, which is nice. They are pretty much just dead to a PO though. That's a bummer. So my goal is end step, dress down. They've been very, very cautious with their attacks. They have to have something good. Yeah, I think this doesn't change my play. It just takes an artifact away from me. I mean, this is kind of how we wrote it up. We're just looking for Adawara now is our... We did not get there. Ah, I missequenced. I should have cast Metamorph into Fleshraker and then had one extra thing. So if I do this, I would have had two extra pings. They couldn't have brought these back. Let's see. I am dead anyway. So if I do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, I can phase 1 out, and then I'm taking 2, 3, 4, 5. Interesting. I can copy Manglehorn with Metamorph, blow up 1, and then we're just going to do that. Math is for blockers. 3, 6, 9, yeah. Okay. Not enough blue. Sure. I don't want to keep going down, but this doesn't do anything. It's a shame this is how it's going to go out. This deck has been a lot more fun, even as... This bullshit. Like, we knew this was not in hand, too, so it's just... It has not been our day. That wasn't a bad draw. And then they get this turn, and then I draw a card, and then I bounce that, and then I draw a card. And so I have 2 cards to draw something good. And they exiled, not something good. Force of Will. Force of Will is not a good card for us right now. Deathrite Shaman, not threatening. Mystic Forge is pretty good. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So if we play Mystic Forge... So Ragavan clears the force, and we've got Otawara for the bobble. If they pump, and drain, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10. So Mystic Forge has one activation. Okay, so we have two activations. Oh, they didn't pump. This is great. Okay, so we just have to bounce the silence instead of the bobble. And if that's the case, we can't draw the metamorph or the memory lapse. Tezzeret gets us bobble, or top. I suppose this is net positive mana, so we should just cast it. Did we cut top? Yeah, Mana Vault it is. Fucking never punished. Stupid. We put on the premium for this league. Um, so if I can cast the top card, I just win now and don't have to play around Deathrite Shaman activation plus mystery card. I only go to 1, so that's fine. Oh, that's just lethal because two triggers, two, it's four apiece, not two apiece. The card is stupid. Those rips were also stupid. Oh my gosh. Duck of Doom, thank you for the resub. Good morning. Where is it at? Where are you at? Like general time zone, not exact house address. We should not be 2-0. Holy cow. Woo! So with the exception of losing top as an out, we played all right that game. Oh, goodness. Toaster Dog, I'm glad you're paying more attention than I am. I thought those were good rips. Whew. Little luck. Little bit, a lot of luck. MTGO Premium paying off. No, I do the same. The first time I see anybody in person that day, um, it's always good morning. I worked with a lot of guys who did shift work, even though I was typically on days. You see somebody coming in on night shift, it's they just woke up, you say good morning. It feels better than hey, good evening. It's like it's not evening, I just woke up. You know, it's a funny habit. I think I might have picked it up from one of our old mill managers, but good guy. Kevin Scott, if you're watching, thank you. I've been thinking about letters of recommendation, and he did me a solid. I feel like it's all in the wrist is a quote that, without the given context, sounds uh, clippable. Especially because my trackball mouse is there's zero wrist. All right, fair enough. All right, we want a die roll. This allows us to memory lapse a turn one oof. Um, so we can turn one monolith, turn two jewel. If jewel hits double, we can go off with Displacer Kitten. I think because we're on the play, we'll take the aggressive line. We do have the Talon Gates for the inevitable oof. I think there's just too much upside to this line. All right. Like this looks like Bowmasters to me. Which, if they respond to the coveted jewel, I can then memory lapse. So if that is our worst case, this is fine. If this is a counter spell, that is super punishing, but should have held up memory lapse, but Not a lot of good outs here for us. A little late, thank you. Like we need like force bounce monolith into a really sick PO. Gotta bring in Gadgeteer, Mana Leak, Monolith. Jewel seems great. I don't like Chromox. And we'll run back the 41. But it was a very... Sure. This is Force Mana Leak, and any Mana Source turns on Tezzeret. Yeah. That's not a Mana Source. So Black Lotus for Bomb is a thing I could have Mana Leaked, but if it was Black Lotus, Entomb, Duress, Reanimate, uh, then I can't. So I was playing around the multi-line or the multi-card line instead of the single bomb, which looks like we've been able to avoid. So this seems okay. This is slow, but it looks like we've stopped them. They've missed one land drop. If they miss another, I'll feel better. I figured they'd have cracked that looking for a land. This is what we refer to in the business as a combo. All right. One more. Can we do it? I think so. Actually, this is for all the marbles. If we get this, we trophy. A very painful trophy, but we do it. I mean, if there was a hand, I don't like keeping this against the double duress Thoughtseize deck, but so I guess the question is, if this doesn't Thoughtseize my PO, do we do we play around Force of Negation? Well, that's not great. That is fine. I think that this is force. But now they have no ability to draw a clue because they strip mined, and this is fine. It's 4 for 3, 4 for 4. This isn't great. All right, now they're starting to draw out. We've got outs too. Ooh, that was not what I was expecting. That is worse than draw random card. I got a bad feeling about this one, guys. You know what sucks about this mana leak? It is pitch to blue card. Screw that up. I was trying to make sure that the third card down wasn't something we'd need. We have made it through half of our deck and found 2 cards worth countering, which is unfortunate. Like, I know we had a very all-in hand, but that is the worst of the two. Yeah, so this needs to be PO no force, which we know they have. That's a shame that this one went out like that. All right, what do you guys say? One more? We'll go for a quicker one. All right. Let's see. We did blue twice. Is there a way to get out of blue but keep necropotence? Like, there is a Flesh Raker. We could try Flesh Raker things. There is Roiling Vortex. We could start trying to hate people out and go for a more controlling deck. There's a Vengevine for that if that is our plan. The thing is, I want to be doing the Roiling Vortex, the other half of Roiling Vortex. All right. So we'll take Necropotence, Lotus Petal. Those are the two most powerful cards in the pack. Okay. Maybe we try Doomsday. If we go Necro like Doomsday things, in which case we want Mox. And Vamp. So we're on fast mana. We did just pass an Echo, so Shieldred does not feel as good to me. Oh, it's magic. Can we afford not to take Key with Vault Key being as prevalent? I mean, I suppose we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have Shieldred. Ring is pretty good. Metamorph is colorless. Double Dark Ritual, Chromox, though? Are we going for... So Gleemox Wheel. I think the Protective Vexing Bauble is good. Right now, my plan is to good old-fashioned Dark Ritual storm out the game. And I am trying not to be blue. Null Rod was so good, we might play it even in our deck. Oppo Agent seems fine. Like Name Sticker Goblin is interesting, and Pyroblast allows us to counter problematic blue spells, of which our opponents have played like one. Yeah, Bolt is solid. I think Gorilla Shaman for destroy slowly your opponent's problematic permanents feels better. But life totals have been getting low. Between an Oppo Bowmasters, maybe Bolt is better. All right. Second Beseech and Mox Ruby. I like Fable. A Braid seems pretty good. And Bloodstained Mire's on color. There's a Yogwill. And then here's the Pseudo Force Protection. Pseudo Force. It is Force Protection. Demonic Tutor. Thoughtseize. Ragavan. Ragavan Thoughtseize? Ragavan D-Tutor. I think with double Beseech, I'm happier with Thoughtseize. There's the Tendrils. What do we think about Mind Twist versus Blood Moon? I think it's Mind Twist. I think I am off of top. We've topped enough. I think Karn is good for us. And maybe Memory Jar. I could see Snuff Out and Simian Spirit Guide also being correct. Okay, let's figure out our Doomsday line. So if we can Doomsday, it's Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Dark Ritual, Yogwill, Tendrils? Alright. We might not have a Doomsday line. Okay. So Chalice, Mind Twist questionable. And then we've got Doomsday Necro. We'll have to figure out if we can do that. Vexing Bauble might be out. Manifold Key doesn't fit. Null Rod's no good. So Douthie and Oppo are interesting. And I feel like the rest of this is core. So that's 24. Right. We don't have a Doomsday line. This is weak. But between Douthie, Oppo, Karn, we've got the ability to flex into stuff. And then Chalice Vexing we play in every sideboard game where we're on the draw, on the play. Yeah, so this was a deck that just didn't really come together. Part of that is because we decided not to play blue, but this is, Grief, Thoughtseize, Vamps, and Beseeches for Shieldred. We've got Wheel, we've got Bowmasters, we've got Memory Jar. That's kind of our plan, I guess, is to incremental value them out. I've Pyroblast in the main. That'll either pay off or skunk us. So I can Chromox pitch Shieldred, Mind Twist for 2. I think Shieldred on the follow-up is better. So hopefully this borks their hand. Mana Drain Mox. Does not look like their hand was sufficiently borked. Shieldred's not a bad answer to the One Ring, so I feel like our Chrome Mox pitch was correct. But we could use some card advantage of our own. I swear, this MTGO Premium's like the best money I've ever spent. They're Grixis? Wheel, wheel, wheel. Okay, okay. They're playing or they're outs. If this isn't brain freeze, though, I'm feeling good. They might have already had brain freeze in hand, and this is just storm build. This could still just be storm build. Don't brain freeze. Time walk. I'm okay with the time walk. Because this is 2 to 10, 2 more to 8, maybe 5, not 5. It'd have been nice if they lost the flip, but I'm sitting here going, I don't know if it's right to play Shieldred over the One Ring. I feel like I need to get the advantage in. Turns out that's definitely the right decision. Okay. Douthies are coming in. Krasa's coming out. Ballista's coming out. Karn's coming in. Twist is going out. Bolt is worse than Twist. This is slow. But the Pyroblast against their Time Walk Ancestral deck seems like it'll be good. Okay, they're a little bit more all in than I thought. That is stupid. That wasn't even a thought. It was like, okay, I'm vamping. What am I vamping for? We've shut their deck off sufficiently. This is Fable. There's got to, like, every card in the whole deck exists. And I'm like, yeah, Fable. Fable seems good. We're the winner.
You're the winner?
Yeah, you're
of
good
the
luck.
game or the match?
The match.
All right, what match is that?
1 of 3.
When you're done with that one, you want to do some streaming with me?
Yeah, this is more of a single player thing. Do you want to do something that takes 2 players?
Well, no, I was suggesting you finish this, though. Yeah.
Yep. But we finished that match and it took like 6 minutes. What is the... Yeah, 3 minutes a person.
Seems reasonable. So you might be done quick.
Yes, target 7 o'clock should be about right. The last match or the last league we played was crazy. Chat says hello.
I just got a shipment of pirate coins and pirate costumes for our Pirate Day episode. I'm very excited about it.
Are we gonna invite Steve?
Who's Steve?
Steve the pirate?
I don't know who that is.
Did you ever watch the movie Dodgeball?
A long time ago, maybe?
Yeah, it's Alan Tudyk's character. Oh, we play second, but this hand is good. This is lethal, right?
What? You just started.
Oh, I didn't cast with bargain. Is this still lethal? I just have to cast the next one with bargain. Okay. That was close. Okay. Opponent didn't play anything and indicated green-white. What does that change for us? It means that I want the Ballista, and maybe I want the Douthies. And I'm going to cut the Kraza. The Storm is good. The Pyroblast is not. I think this is not quite good enough. This is. Oh, boy. Just pitch Petal. We'll start with a Grief Ragavan. Or with Petal is at 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 1 Grief. Pitch Vamp. All right, so we have the same information as last game. Let's see what happens. Okay. There are blue cards. There are a lot of blue cards. Karn would be the worst case scenario. White Bloom is fine. Grief has Menace. Well, Grief has Menace, and then Ragavan is Dash. Okay, now it is just a race against the clock, and we should be able to get there. Oh, they're not even forging. I will. Ooh, maybe I won't. No, I will. I will trade. Bottomed both, played Flooded Strand, which. Wait, what the hell? Oh, they revealed the first force. Okay. Those are the 3 cards in their hand. Opponent, I have bad news. I am the totally designed for 2-player and a 2-player game mechanic. I have the initiative. Which is funny because now I am also going into the Lost Well, but I feel like our Lost Well with a bunch of mana is. All right. So I think this league took less than that game 1. I think draft 2, round 1 had a longer game than this league. It'll tell me. Yeah, we have yet to have a game go over 5 minutes. So this one, when I said, we'll do another quick one, I wasn't lying. I'm a truther. This seems fine. Having tendrils in hand turns off some of our lines, but Ragavan Kraza. Well, that trend continues. Hell of a balance, my friend. But my bad news for you is that Pyroblast, Kraza, Mind Twist come out, Chalice, Karn, Null Rod, Bobble come in. I suppose I'll leave Bolt in because it kills them. Memory Jar is probably no good if we're Null Rodding. Okay. This is fine. Well, this buys us all the time in the world. How the hell is this the same deck? So 3, 2 red. Yeah, this allows me to Fable. And then that's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's not even the same universe. Okay, Vexing Bauble, much worse on the draw. Manifold Key One Ring is cute. Necropotence, Oppo. Oppo is a flash threat, which we might be interested in. Douthy's unblockable. And I guess Chalice is the same as Manifold Key. Thoughtseize is so slow. We just have to hope they do a one ring thing and not a turn one, dump your entire hand balance thing. Peanut Butter, hello. Man, I said Peanut Butter out loud, and the first thing that popped up into my head was the BoJack Horseman. That was a fun show. I'm glad that it is over. This whole being on the draw thing's some bullshit. So these are the only 2 cards I get. So I'm going to keep 2 lands. For anybody who plays EDH who's ever looked at the ban list and thought, I wonder why balance is banned. That's why. So if I had kept a land Thoughtseize, they still got the Orcish Bowmasters in, which is neat. All right, now we're at a standstill. Unfortunately, our Yogg Will is in the yard, which cuts off a lot of our Beseech lines. Our Bowmaster's in the yard. Fable's not bad. We do need another mana for it. Their outs and mana mean that we are likely still to lose this game. We can't loot into the Bowmaster, but now we are starting to get through. Okay. Do you have a value artifact? Top. That's not great. Children. And the sky is gray. On a winter's day. So we will marginally thin. But they can crack top, draw, play, shuffle with Tezzeret. And we're just hitting for 4 over 2 turns. And that's game. Let me draw a card. Dark Ritual, Urza Saga, Karn. We were a few cards away from doing anything, but for getting turn 1 balanced into triple mocks, we did the best we could. Also, having the turn 1 balance 2 out of 3 games is super rough. But if our recovery was not... If our intention wasn't to Thoughtseize Grief, like, we get better. Yeah, we just needed our game 1 or 2 hand to play against our game, or our game. We needed our opponent to have their game 2 hand in games 1 or 3 instead. But embarrassing, no trophy show. But that was some vintage Supreme Cube. Very powerful, very quick games. Yeah, we had one game that was 5 minutes. So the amount of Magic you get to play for your money isn't necessarily up there, but it is still a pretty good time.
You want to party?
I will party. We are losers though.
I was thinking, you want to co-pilot a draft with me for Arena?
Absolutely. I am going to...
You want to get out?
Yeah. Bye, YouTube.